All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kakwadash, double honors unto our elders and apostles up at Great Millstone, men who rule well, men who taught us his truth. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. And all, of course, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kakwadash. And I wanted to just make a quick video. I'm going to play this clip, and go into some scriptures, because this is a movie where, the brother from the UK, his channel is GMS Prisoners of Hope. Subscribe and be edified, man. But he put this clip up of a movie of of our, well, they try to portray our Lord cleansing a leper, which was very inaccurate according to the scripture. I'm gonna play it.
Olet nyt terve.
You see? Esau is a devil, which the word devil means deceiver, and that's the perfect title for that clip that the brother posted, man. Because Esau is a deceiver, man. All right, because that's not what leprosy is. Because according to the scriptures, leprosy is a bright spot or a white spot in the skin. All right, because you can have leprosy and be unclean, and you can have leprosy and be clean. For example, the so-called white man will be considered a clean leper. He has no pigmentation, Now they're calling, before I get to the scriptures, now they're calling leprosy vitiligo. And it's actually upheld as beauty now, when in fact this is a plague from the Lord. You see? This is upheld as, a beautiful thing, I've seen posts. You see, it even reaches into the hair, and it's in the scriptures, See how Jake got his hair is lacking pigmentation. He's lacking in some places pigmentation. This is a plague, man. This is not a good thing. You got Jake smiling, This is unclean, okay? So I'm gonna get into the scriptures now. Exodus 4 and 6, and this is talking about Moses. I'm not gonna get every single precept. Be a lot longer, but this is Exodus 4 and 6, and the Lord said furthermore, and the Lord in all caps is Yahweh. So, and the Lord Yahweh said furthermore unto him, put now thine hand in thy bosom, and he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow, which is what you saw right here. This is even though it's probably more than this, but yeah, this is a form of leprosy, lacking pigmentation. Okay? So when you have leprosy, it's not you having dark skin. This would be considered leprosy. This would not. Okay? Numbers 12 and 10. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam, Moses' sister, became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. Right? So the Lord took her pigmentation away. Okay? Now when you go into, matter of fact, real quick, since I'm already here, because we were a people of color, so, for a man like Moses to have his hand turned white, leprous as snow, would have been an abnormal thing, okay, because we were people of color, all right? The only people born with no pigmentation is the so-called white man, the Edomites. They're the Edomites according to the Bible. Esau was born red all over, like an hairy garment. He wasn't born hairy, he's born red all over. He lacked pigmentation. When you go into Esau, it's Ishashua, which means wasted away is he. All right? Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. Now the word, we all know this one, but this is for edification's sake. When you go into that word quadar for black, the word there for black is quadar, which means to, well, they don't give you the right definition here, but it means dark skin. How do we know that it's talking about dark skin? Well, one of Ishmael's sons was named Quadar. And when you go into Songs of Solomon, the word Quadar is there in the English transliteration Kedar. I'm going to read the scripture. I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Now, when you go into that word Kedar, it's the word Quadar, which means dark. You see how they gave you the same Hebrew word with two different definitions? A son of Ishmael, which is, right, one of Ishmael's sons was named Quadar, which means dark skin. Okay? I believe the other Hebrew word for it is in Job. Job 30. Is it Job 30? Yeah, it should be Job 30:30. So I remembered it. Salakia. And this is just to show that we are a nation, of that had color, man, that has color. Because now we look different, but that's not the point right now. For edification's sake, I'm just bringing this out. Yeah, here it is. My skin is black, just Salakia, Job 30 and 30. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat. Now, when you go into that word black, it's the Hebrew word shachar, or shakar, which means to be black, of skin. Okay? So, when you have leprosy, all right, I'm going to go into the law as well, okay, on it. But if you were a dark-skinned person and you lose your pigmentation, that's a plague, and it's called leprosy. Now, let's go into that word leprosy, or leprous. The Hebrew word for it is, I'll go to the one I got in Exodus, because there's one word that I found for Salakia. When you go into that word leprous, it's tazarai, which is to be diseased of skin, be leprous, be a leper, to have leprosy, which Esau is not going to give you the answer, because he likes to hide color from the scriptures. Even when you go into the Spanish Bible for Jeremiah 14 and 2, all right, the Reina, 1960, takes out the part where it says that they are black unto the ground. Okay, I know because I read it. As a matter of fact, I showed it earlier because I have the Spanish right next to the English in my app. So it's the word tazarai, I believe it said. Salakia, I forgot, it slipped my mind. I'm gonna go to the other account. Oh, Salakia, let me get the law in Leviticus. So now we know that that plague of leprosy is whiteness in the skin, right? So let's go to Leviticus 13 because I want to read quite a bit in that, just to show that leprosy is a plague and you can actually be clean and unclean. All right, there's such thing as an unclean leper and a clean leper. Let me get this account real quick. In Luke, though, of Yahushai, who that's the Lord's true name, which was not a white man. All right, that's a lie that Esau Edom pushes. He was a dark-skinned man according to Revelations 1, the first chapter, man. All right, verses 13 and on. Luke 5 and 13. He put forth his hand. I'm going to start at 12. And it came to pass when he was in a certain city, behold, a man full of leprosy, who seeing Yahushua fell on his face and besought him, saying, Lord, if thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. Right, so he was an unclean leper, and he was asking the Lord to make him clean. And he put forth his hand and touched him, saying, I will, be thou clean. And immediately the leprosy departed from him. And he charged him to tell no man, but go and show thyself to the priest and offer for thy cleansing, according as Moses commanded, for a testimony unto them. Right, so let's get into that. All right, because it's in the law on leprosy, right? This is how it's judged. Leviticus 13 and 2. When a man shall have in the skin of his flesh arising a scab or bright spot, and it be in the skin of his flesh like the plague of leprosy, then he shall be brought unto Aaron the priest, or unto one of his sons the priests. And the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh, and when the hair in the plague is turned white, and we saw that earlier in the pictures. Do I still have it up? Yeah, right here. You got Jake, Jake has the plague of leprosy. He even has it in his hair. Okay? Oh, Salaki, I was in the app. It says, when the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it is a plague of leprosy, and the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. Right? So that would make you unclean. Bet there is such thing as a clean leper. I'm going to skip to it. I don't want to go any longer than I need to. Okay, verse 6. And the priest shall look on him again the seventh day, because, he's basically, you can read it yourself, but basically, he'd be, if the plague doesn't spread. Actually, I'll just read it. Why not? Verse 4. If the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, and in the sight be not deeper than the skin, and the hair thereof be not turned white, then the priest shall shut up him, Salakia, that hath the plague 7 days, and the priest shall look on him the 7th day, and behold, if the plague in his sight be at a stay, and the plague spread not in the skin, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days more. And the priest shall look on him again the 7th day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. But it is a scab, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. And I want to get to the part where it says, I believe it's verse 13. Yeah, I'm going to skip to the part where if you have it all over, then you'd be clean. Verse 13, and the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, and he shall pronounce him clean that hath the plague, it is all turned white, he is clean. Right, so when you have it all over, you're a clean leper. Okay, but hey, case in point, leprosy is not this. All right? This would be leprosy. This would be a clean leper if you were white all over. So, if you have pigmentation, that's not leprosy, man. Esau is a devil. Esau, you were a liar, man. Let me get Psalms 119 and 104. Psalms 119 and 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding. That's what we just did. We read all these precepts and got understanding, went into some Hebrew. We got understanding on what leprosy truly is. It says, through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore, I hate every false way. That's right. And we hate those false ways. We hate those lies Esau pushes out, man. We get understanding through the precepts in the scriptures, man. All right, so with that, I hope you're edified. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakak double honors unto elders and apostles of the great millstone, men who rule well, men and truth. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.